This is my rehearsal journal for week 2, Tuesday, 28th of January 2020. So, my objectives today were to polish what we had learned and blocks from Monday, and to take part in a photo shoot. My target for today is to work with the rest of the group to finish the first scene to get all polished. Also need to work together to get the photo shoot done and in quick time so that we can focus on more important things like our production role. With this target, we did not finish the first scene. We got, I'd say, about 3/4 of the way through, but we did do quite a bit in the day, a lot of polishing, making sure everything was all done and everything. And we got the photo shoot all sorted and done. All the photos all perfectly done and everything. So, the goal that I wanted to achieve today is the goal that I was hoping to achieve was to work creatively and enthusiastically to complete warm-up led by one of the warm-up leaders. This will help us be ready for the rest of the day because we'll be more energized and flexible for the day of physical theatre, because most of our piece is physical, and so we will need to be we need to have warmed up our bodies so we can do the more physical things easier and without straining any parts of our bodies. The main skill I'm trying to improve is flexibility, which can be improved by doing warm-ups every day. I need to do this one to improve my flexibility as a whole for my future, but also for the performance, which is mainly physical theatre, so I'll need to improve this, get to a high standard, good enough for the competition. On my skills audit, I put flexibility as a 5 out of 10, and ways I could improve it would be to do some stretches as soon as I wake up, so my body's awake early in the morning and ready to go. And activity that we did today was a speed run of our movements. So this was when each person during the scene will go over their movements at their own pace, so they can learn the movements off by heart, so they can see what things they need to work on. Each person won't do the same bit at the same time. Nobody's waiting for people, so it's just the person on their own doing their bits. So we're not waiting around for people if they get things wrong. I think this is an effective activity because it helps us go over all our movements and see what we need to remember and what bits we might need to work on. This will be effective for the future because I can use this activity later when I've been told my stage directions in other performances. I can do this at home or in the studio of the place where I'm working, so that I know my movements and it's all clear in my mind. It also comes to a point where it comes as second nature, and this will be good if I'm going to want to be professional in my acting. Overall, I think it's a very effective activity because it helps learn. That poofed. It helps learn your movements in a short amount of time, so you can do it multiple times anywhere until you get your movements perfected. So, yeah. A creative idea that I had was that on this line, hand and sword, when the two groups are facing each other in the two lines, the line on the stage left will grab an imaginary sword from a sheath on their left hip, and in hand they will put the sword out and the line on stage left will grab an imaginary sword from a sheath on their left hip on the line on the word hand. And on the line shield, they will put the sword out and aim the tip of the sword on the other line on stage right. Before, the part with the sheath wasn't there, and it was only the sword part. This helps the scene make it better because it adds emphasis to each point. There is separate parts, not flowing, but listing things. Because in that point, he's listing the hand, the sword, the sniper, the bullet. He's listing different bits, and it's very and so we wanted something on each bit before we just had something for sword. I couldn't really think of many things which were not very helpful, except from a lot of the time people getting unfocused and just messing about in between lines and talking about things more than actually doing them, which actually doing them will help get things done quicker and everything. An activity that I found that was helpful during our runs was doing runs with feedback. This helps because we can go over the scene with all our cues in place and test our skills in saying in character, remembering our lines and movements all at once, then getting feedback on it, so we can improve ourselves for the next time the scene is done. And then we can get feedback that's specifically for us, like specifically for you and your skills, so you can improve. So you can look at the things which are specifically for you, but you can also look at things which are specifically for everyone in the group. So that can help you out personally or for the group. The research that I did today was on how to properly hold a sword and unsheathing it, but I couldn't really find much about it. To be honest, the only sort of things I found were for video games, saying about how to do it in a game. But I expect it's pretty straightforward if there isn't many things on the internet about it. And it also kept on saying about how the sheath was on the back when we have it on our hip. The thing that we need to do tomorrow is to make sure Ollie feels welcome when he's here, and so we'll be friendly and respective to him and not make him feel like he's left out, and so he can help us as much as he can with our first scene and add any changes that he thinks will be better or stronger. And yeah, so if we're nice to him and stuff and make him feel welcome, he's more likely to help us, so we can improve our scene more.